Coming up at 11, the latest on charter school legislation in Frankfort.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Kentucky senators could vote as early as tomorrow on controversial legislation that would fund charter schools across the state. It passed the House last week and has just one vote to get through before heading to the governor's desk. As Chad Hedrick explains, teachers against the bill say charter schools would take away funding for public schools, while those in support say it would give parents more options and they would operate like public schools.
With time running out to get laws passed, one of the more controversial bills is just one vote away from heading to Governor Beshear's desk.
We're not asking you to create a private school for these children, but to create the mechanism for them to get the best education that they can.
We understand the needs of our community. Please hear us, work with us and not against us by handing over critical resources to an unproven system.
Republican Representative Chad McCoy sponsors the charter school bill. He says it would provide a permanent funding mechanism for charter schools, give smaller school districts the final say on applications, and require a charter school to be established in Louisville and Northern Kentucky as a pilot project.
I encourage you not to be misled by hyperbole. I would encourage you not to be misled by fear, and to remember that this bill is not about whether or not charter schools are legal in Kentucky.
Superintendents from across Kentucky speaking against the bill. Lawrence County Superintendent saying the legislation would be devastating to rural Kentucky districts.
We were told that you can put multiple districts together and form a charter. If that's the case, rural Eastern Kentucky is just as in danger as Jefferson County.
Governor Beshear has said he would veto any charter school legislation. The General Assembly has the votes to override a veto, but to do that, the bill needs to pass by Wednesday. Chad Hedrick, WYMT Mountain News.
The Senate convenes at 1 tomorrow afternoon. With just a few days left in this legislative session, lawmakers still need to pass a final budget. Lawmakers are working to iron out the details of a final spending plan. By law, it must be passed by the end of the session on April 14th. And there's a question if high-profile bills like medical marijuana and sports betting will go up for a vote. Both passed in the House, but have not come up yet in the Senate. Lawmakers can vote on bills in the full House and Senate Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we'll adjourn for a break before returning for 2 more days, April 13th and 14th. The Kentucky Community and Technical College System has voted to raise tuition. The plan will raise tuition by $3 per credit hour for the next school year. That will make tuition $182 per credit hour for in-state students. The board did not raise tuition last year, and board members say KCTCS tuition is still the lowest in the state and about half the cost of a university. You can hear more from the KCTCS president on this week's Issues and Answers, which is on our website.
Well, the calendar says late March. Mother Nature says it feels a little bit more like early to middle February because we've had temperatures very chilly across the mountains tonight, at least throughout the day today. These were high temperatures, yes. Some of us got into the low 50s into the Cumberland Valley. Others struggled to reach the low 40s, and others were just straight up in between. But we are well on our way to a hard freeze tonight for many of us. Cumberland Valley, a little bit warmer, into the low 40s and upper 30s. Many of us already into some of those lower 30s. Wise already at freezing this evening. Satellite and radar, those clouds helping us a little bit, and maybe some drizzle as you head into our far southeastern counties. Think like Wayne, McCreary, and Pulaski over the next little bit. So mostly cloudy for us tonight, though many of us still headed below freezing with those lows in the lower 30s and perhaps a few showers. I'll have the latest on when more showers and even a few thunderstorms could work into the region coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. The woman charged in a Laurel County murder investigation is due back in court tomorrow. Victoria Strowski is charged with murder, forgery, and evidence tampering. Investigators say she shot and killed her boyfriend, Brian McCarty, in September of last year. Court documents allege that Strowski also staged a break-in at McCarty's home 1 month after to try and throw off investigators. She was also removed as the administrator of McCarty's will. Tonight, investigators in Wayne County are still trying to find escaped inmate Joseph Payton. The sheriff says Payton escaped Friday, but no one was notified until yesterday. Tonight, investigators tell us they do not think Payton stole a truck after escaping because of the time he likely got out. They do think he's now heading toward Pulaski County. Health officials in Lee County are seeing an uptick in overdose cases and deaths. For the month of March alone, the county has seen at least 26 overdoses, 7 of which led to deaths. EMS workers say they have been working nonstop. Deputy Director Patricia Cole says there are not enough hands to go around.
We'll go a week without one, and then we've actually had 3 or 4 in one day. We're averaging, the middle of the month, we were averaging more than 1 a day.
Cole says the increase in cases has also been a heavy drain on their Narcan resources. A man who police say fired a handgun at a Louisville mayoral candidate is indicted on attempted murder and endangerment charges. 21-year-old Quintez Brown was arrested shortly after the February 14th shooting. The Democratic mayoral candidate Craig Greenberg was not hit by the gunfire. A grand jury in Louisville on Monday indicted Brown on 1 count of attempted murder and 4 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment. Brown has been on home incarceration since he was released on bond shortly after his arrest. He'll be arraigned on the charges April 4th. The Catholic Action Center in Lexington says someone stole a catalytic converter off their Compassionate Caravan. The theft happened during the weekend. The Compassionate Caravan helps homeless people. It is stocked with supplies like food, warm clothes, and hygiene products. The van is typically out during cold weather like tonight. 11 new troopers started their journey with Kentucky State Police today after the academy graduated its most cadets since 2014. The troopers gathered in Pikeville for final inspections before hitting the road in their new uniforms. Some troopers say they are following a childhood dream, while others say they hope to use their journey to encourage others.
It's huge. It's a great feeling of accomplishment. I'm glad that I got to come back to Post 9 and I get to work my little home sector there.
The troopers say they are ready to get to work serving their communities. Baptist Health Corbin is offering pre-med college students from the region a chance to have a paid internship working with mentors this summer. The Pre-Med Academy program will allow students to rotate with physicians and advanced providers among a variety of specialties throughout the Corbin area.
They will be able to shadow with mid-level providers, so nurse practitioners, PAs. So they'll get a broad spectrum, and then also get to do some various skills lab type work as well.
You must apply by April 8th to be one of the 6 chosen students to do the internship this summer. Though COVID-19 seems to be improving in the Bluegrass State, 10 Kentucky counties remain listed as high transmission by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. 8 of them happen to be here in our region. Take a look at this map. This week, the number of Kentucky counties considered high or in the red fell from 25 the week prior down to 10, but as you can see, most of the red counties are in our area. They include Breathitt, Casey, Clark, Knott, Laurel, Perry, Powell, Scott, Whitley, and Wolfe counties. These are the counties where the CDC still recommends mask wearing in public indoor spaces. The deadline is this week to apply for LIHEAP assistance. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program is a federally funded program. It's designed to help with home energy bills for low-income families. To apply, you can go to capky.org. The deadline to apply is March 31st or until money runs out. A 19-year-old from Lawrence County is following in what has become a long line of prominent reality show contestants from our region. WYMT's Zach Hawk met with Noah Thompson at a watch party in Louisa to chat about his time on American Idol.
Noah Thompson hopes to catch the American Idol judges by surprise, and chances of that seem good, considering he already surprised his friends and coworkers.
I remember going to him and saying, "You can sing?" And he was like, I guess, you know, and that's the day that we all realized he was probably destined for something a lot greater than what he's doing right now.
As soon as I heard him, I knew he was something special, but I ran over there, and I was like, "You're telling me you can sing like this? But you ain't told nobody? Like, dude, we got a jam."
A singer since an early age, Noah did not expect to be performing on such a big stage.
It's nerve-wracking, you know what I mean? Because I'm not used to doing that at all, and having Arthur be the one that signed me up for the show, it's like I said, it's all just a learning process for me.
Still, he cherishes every opportunity to perform.
I don't take it for granted, man. I feel completely blessed to get to go up there and do that, period, you know, no doubt.
And he can thank his friend Arthur for getting him up there.
At first, it was just you know, like, "Man, I'm going to sign you up for this show." And he's like, "No, you ain't." And I was like, "It's too late. I already done it."
Noah's friends are glad Arthur did that.
I probably never met somebody more deserving than him either. Super hard worker, super good kid, man.
We want people to become a part of Team Noah, not just because he's from Louisa and from Eastern Kentucky, but because he's such a humble guy that really cares about people, and I think that's what people are going to see.
In Louisa, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, amazingly, Noah Thompson is not the only Eastern Kentuckian competing on this season of American Idol. Brooks Kidd from London just got his ticket to Hollywood on Sunday night's episode, and we hope to catch up with Brooks at an event later this week. A former reality show champion from Harlan County is at it again. Jordan Smith won season 9 of NBC's The Voice, and now he's back on NBC representing Kentucky in a new show called American Song Contest. Artists representing all 50 states, 5 territories, and Washington, D.C. perform an original song to compete to win the country's vote. Tonight, Smith debuted a new song called Sparrow. The show is hosted by Snoop Dogg and Kelly Clarkson. In March of 2020, North Laurel High School student Logan Poff wanted to pick up some new hobbies, but little did he know these creative outlets would lead to something even bigger than he imagined. Poff learned how to DJ, and during that time he was asked to be a photographer for his high school basketball team. He eventually started booking DJing gigs and turned his passion for photography into a business. He's now an avid sports photographer and even books clients for senior portraits.
Never give up on anything that you ever dreamed of, because it can eventually come true. Like, this was a dream of mine whenever I was in elementary school, and I said that I wanted to be a YouTuber, and look at me now. I'm a senior in high school and I'm running 2 businesses. So it's something that I've always had a dream of doing.
Poff says everything he does is for God's glory. To see his photography, you can visit our website at wymt.com. Walmart plans to stop selling tobacco products at some of its stores in the U.S. A spokesperson for the world's largest retailer says it made the decision after looking into tobacco sales. Walmart did not say how many stores will stop stocking the products. The Wall Street Journal says the stores will replace cigarettes with other products like food or candy and more self-checkout registers. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, a popular Southern Kentucky restaurant is open again and already drawing large crowds to Corbin.
Active weather, typical of late March, on its way back in later this week. I've got the full breakdown on the way.